So my father used to tell me to write. He used to tell me to write about anything, write stories, or sometimes, a lot of times in fact, he would tell me to copy the Quran. So get a copy of the Quran and just copy it, write it. And I think his point was to make my writing skills better, which I did. I used to write scriptures and scriptures of the Quran, but I also used to write fictional stories, which were my favorite thing to do. I used to be into poetry. I didn't read poetry, but I used to love writing poetry. So I wrote all the time. I had even stacks of notebooks filled from beginning to end. That interest in writing, that interest in poetry, that interest in creativity is diminished. It's gone. I don't feel it anymore. It's not in me. I'm not saying that I can't do it anymore. I probably can. Maybe if I try, I can, obviously. Anybody who tries probably can, I feel like. But the interest is gone. There's no interest. Lost in a maze, struggling to escape my current phase. My spirit in need of reform, but so hard to mold into my desirable form. Gradually mutating against my will, towards a goal that is predestined and requires no skill. I never existed than to die while not having no strength for resistance. Enslaved to my needs, I plead to God to forgive me while I continue to feed my desires with greed. Lacking the will to proceed, I pray to make amends with loved ones, and that who will receive my soul. May he have mercy, and may they who have hurt forgive me before I leave. But although I lack the will to change, I'll never take the chance to take away a chance for change. So I'll breathe till my breath reaches its limits. That was preordained by the first will and only will that actually matters than all others. And no will is willed without it, given the willer of all things. That is my last poem, which at the end, I'm pretty sure you could see I wasn't even trying anymore. That was my last poem. The other day, I was in my home office, for like 2 hours straight trying to come up with a comedy skit. Not even a long comedy skit. It could be as short as a minute. And I could not think of anything. And again, it's nothing but a fictional story with a comical tone to it, which I used to be good at. And now, I can't even think of any. And at the same time, I had no interest in doing it. It's just, I thought to myself, I have to do comedy skits. So, I need to do this for my YouTube channel. And I guess that sense of pressure was there that I didn't really... I actually did feel it. I did feel that sense of pressure of coming up with a great idea for a comedy skit so I can gain, viewership and followers. And I think maybe that's also a problem. I think when you remove the element of fun in doing these things is what makes it harder to do. Like the element of enjoyment. The enjoyment is not there. So it's more like a chore than an actual thing that I enjoy doing. And because of that nature of it being now a chore, something that I need to do, instead of something that I enjoy doing, it makes it harder. And I think that really is the problem. But either way, it still comes back to the idea, how do you get that sense of joy back in doing these things? Like, how is it possible to revive that sense of joy? I don't know. So I had these sneakers for like 5, maybe 6 years now, and I bought them offline, and I just like the colors. I like the company Champion, and I like the fact, what really sold me on them is it doesn't have laces or a strap. I just stick my feet in them and I'm ready to go. But right here, they hurt on both sides. It's like a little tight. But which is why they look relatively new, because I hardly wear them. Most of us do most things that we don't like to do compared to the things we actually like to do. Because we're adults, we have responsibilities, usually the excuse we give ourselves. I'm tired of it. I'm so freaking tired of it. Would I do something about it? I don't think so. So this is probably gonna sound horrible, but I don't care. I sometimes fantasize leaving my wife and kids and just going somewhere, anywhere. Just going anywhere, like starting over. And I told my wife and kids the other day that exact thing. That one day you're gonna wake up and I'm not there. God forbid, obviously. I'm joking, I think. But the fantasy is so pleasurable to think of. But the reality might be fucking horrible. I mean, God knows where I'm gonna end up. You know? Who knows? You know? I might not even have the skills to survive like that. You know, I might be a homeless person in less than a few months, broke and can't even get back home. You know, I don't know. You know? There's really no end game to this video. I never started with a plan for this video. I honestly just started recording. And I apologize if I wasted your time, if you even made it this far. I appreciate you for watching, honestly. But next time there's gonna be a different video, probably my usual videos in my office talking about whatever, things that I'm not even genuinely interested in, just because I thought people would be interested in. That's the reason I talk about them. But yeah.